Cultivator Streaming. We are here today with more of our ACW mod for Napoleon Total War. We have an epic 2v2, and when I say epic, I mean epic. This was a nail biter from the start to the finish. It was perfect. Without further ado, let's get it started. Pulling up my stream on my phone so I can talk to those of you who jump in. Now, I am playing as District, one of my favorite Confederate armies to play as. Floppa is playing as Pickett's Division. And we are in the very early stages of our setting up. Now, I brought my favorite. I brought the 10-inch siege mortar, and the 42-pound Parrott coastal guns. Oh, sorry, it's been a long day, but I wanted to get this done. Wanted to get this posted because me and Floppa were pretty proud of this. Now, right now, we're just coming up with our strategy. Our biggest point is we wanted to take and hold this 3-point and this 1 point, giving us a total of 4 points for lock. And all we're going to leave them with was 3. Now, my buddy Bluecoat is playing on the enemy team as 10th Corps, and Waterboy would be, I think, 5th Corps is who they played as. So, as my typical fashion, I did not bring Cav. I brought Skirms. So right now we are coming up with a idea of what to do. You can see me over here placing my guns. I took a very small detachment, 6 total regiments, and my wheeled cannon. And as you can see, balance of power is not in our favor. So my thought was, I'm going to put enough men on this 1 point to hold, and we're going to take 3/4 of our army and bulk them. Make that mini-map a little bigger. We're going to bulk 3/4 of our total army over here and hold this 3, because if I lose this 1, we can still come up and push this 1-pointer. So me and Floppa decided 3/4 of our forces, all of his and most of mine, are going to push that 3, while I leave a small contingent over here. As you can see, I didn't leave a whole lot, and I took some of my lesser units to support 21st South Carolina. Keep an eye on them. 1st South Carolina. Now, we did place all of our skirms on this side to do a skirting move. I decided to march all of my skirms straight up. I wanted to take this one and see if I could swing back around and find good cannons to attack. But as you can see, we have now placed our units. I'm leaving 2 in reserve here and 2 in reserve here to kind of quickly divert wherever they may need to be. Floppa's got beautifully long, thick, stretched lines here with his cannons. I've got mine pretty much just in one row. I'm going to cover this hill right here with the bulk of my army. Now, here's where old Patriot screwed up. These cannons right here, my coastals, they did not have the best field of fire, and I screwed up terribly. This map was just not meant for this type of cannon. However, my mortars, they're going to do just fine. Keep an eye on this 42-pounder though. It will come into play much later in the game. Let's just see how much it will help us. As you can see, I've pushed everything to the max line. I've got my 6-gun 3-inch battery, and I think a 4-gun howitzer, I believe is what it was. 4 24-pound howitzers. And immediately we're going to move. I'm going to shift all my soldiers over here because I realized I was off place just a little bit with that. You're not going to be missing too much for the first few minutes. We are both going to move our skirms together, keep them high and tight with each other. We got the 14th Virginia over here. He is going to march straight up through the tree line there. and we are moving the bulk of our armies. Right now I'm focused on over here, so I will get these men moving pretty quick. Now, my units aren't quite as thick and heavy as Floppa's, but they are great. Their melee defense is amazing. I typically do not charge, and as you can see, I'm shifting my line. I'm going to move right up to this tree line and hold. I am not a huge fan of melee, so let's see what we have over here. We've got a beautiful little village here holding a 1 point, which appears to be right here in these woods. Let's see what we've got over here. We've got another 1 point with yeah, a little bit of nothingness. Let's see what this 1 pointer is. 1 point it appears to be at this crossroads here. So right now we're going to focus on taking this 1 pointer right here. And I'm not going to fully march up to that just yet. I'm going to keep my men in cover under trees. And I've got 4 very good units over here. And then I have these guys in reserve. 1st South Carolina, 21st South Carolina. I'm still getting everything placed and positioned. I've already moved my howitzers up. I actually had already moved these 3 inches up, and I was trying to get a good field of fire because I wanted to be able to clear out to here with their incredible range, and the fact that this is just one great big wide open field. I wanted to catch whoever I could in this field, and my my other goal was to keep my howitzers hidden in this tree line and not fire until they were so close they couldn't miss. It looks like we have, is that 5th or 6th? Yes, we have 5th Corps skirms finally making their way into the battlefield. Looks like they're going straight for that 1 pointer. Don't blame them there. Probably a good idea. We've got 5th Corps General. Oh, and looky here. We've got a 10th Corps General. Looking like they've bulked up. Yeah, looks like they've bulked the majority of their forces together. Probably not. We don't know yet. We're going to find out. Let's go ahead and make that mini-map a little bit more mini instead of full hardcore. And I tell you what, 5th Corps ain't joking. They are getting their skirms going. And, oh, they're running them. Okay. That's why they're moving that fast. They are actually running them. And it looks like the skirms are going to take the 1 point right off the rip. Skirms, however, do not count on a lock position. But what they are going to do is take that lock and let them know if our men are close. Bear with me, guys. It is late at night. I'm trying to stay quiet. There is no lights on in the house, so I've got a flashlight putting light on me. That looks to be okay. You guys don't watch these videos, though, to see my ugly mug. You like the fighting. And my men are already firing. That would be my mortars, I believe. No, I am wrong. That is... No, that was my mortars. Okay, my mortars were firing. And Floppa is very, very smoothly and nicely making his way to the 3-pointer. His primary objective was to hold the 3-point, and I was pretty much a support force for him. He's moved his General Pickett straight to the top of the hill so Pickett can observe the battlefield. And as we can see now, boom, everybody has came to life. And this is about the point, well, a little bit premature, but Flop is like, they're all over here. Completely leave that 1 point and march those units. I need those units over here. All of the fighting will be done over here. So I also started to shift my skirms. I do truly enjoy using my skirms. We're going to miss it, I'm sure. I placed all of my skirms right here briefly. Oh, and there it is. I just shifted them. so we didn't miss it by that much. Floppa's going to continue using his skirms to scout this way for any additional troops we may be missing, but once Floppa illuminated me to the effect that everybody was grouped together, that's all it took. And I've already moved up my other 2 units. I'm waiting on these guys to lumber. I screwed up. I thought I lumbered them both, and I did not. Heat of the moment type thing. I'm quickly going to move these 24-pound howitzers over to a better location. As you can see, I'm marching my 4 units, my 4 reserved units over here, along with my howitzer. I will place my 3-inch over here eventually too, and I'm re-angling from this tree line to take this hill so I have superior ground. I've also still got, it looks like, my general in the back. I did not move my general up until later. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make them think my general was still elsewhere. I still have 2 good reserve units in the rear, and I've marched up these other 2. I'm going to march up and support 1st Corps just in case he needs it while I'm force marching my men up this hill and going to cover his right. And I did get a little tight in this area, but thankfully Floppa and I worked very, very, very well together. We communicated the entire time. It was a little tight. You know, we had to get around each other's cannons. Thankfully, the communication was so damn well that it went great. You know, this battle was truly a remarkable one, and towards the end of the battle, he's like, man, I really wish we were recording this, which I told him, don't you worry, buddy. I am going to be streaming this on Twitch and posting it to YouTube. So thank you, Floppa, for that follow. I do appreciate it. He followed me yesterday. It took me a while to get to this video because I had a family reunion today, but that doesn't matter right now. You guys want to see death and mayhem. Floppa's already getting his front lines positioned, and unfortunately, you know, I was a little slow on the upkeep trying to get other stuff and trying to figure out where to place my men. I had to be careful because I didn't want to shoot down his cannons as well, so I'm still just kind of playing support. I wanted to see what was happening. We got a lot of 5th Corps cannons opening fire, and my mortars are actually trained over here on 5th Corps. I had my mortars popping shots at 5th Corps the whole time, and as you can see, 10th Corps is coming in, multi-layers stacked. It looks like he's moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. He's kind of veering off to the left, so my big key point was, hey, Floppa's got this held. I'm going to start moving my men down. Oh, and look at that beautiful hit. I don't know who popped that shot. Yeah, I do. It was Floppa's 1st Corps. Floppa pulled an amazing shot right there, killing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 men out of that unit. And 10th Corps has some thick, fat units. Blue Coat appears to be shifting this line more over here. It looks like they're going to try to blob up and push and sweep across. Not a bad strategy at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm running my cannons at this point because I screwed up and didn't get them unlumbered quick enough. That's my 3-inchers. I wanted them into position because I'm missing juicy shots right here. My howitzer is finally getting up into position. I'm moving my entire front line now because we've came up with an idea of what we're going to do. I'm going to fall in and support the 9th Virginia's right wing because I'm seeing 10th Corps shifting, and the last thing I want them to do is try to get up to these cannons. These cannons are our lifeblood. Now, I stopped my men right here because I told Floppa, my ally here, I'm like, dude, I got to march through your guns. Can you move those? So he's going to try to do something quick and get these cannons out of the way, but his cannons up here were in such a beautiful location, it wasn't even funny. He was popping shots immediately. He's taken this high ground, which definitely a good idea. I would have done the same thing, but he had this area on lockdown. So right now we've got the 3-pointer, the 1 point over here, technically could be contested, I think. But, you know, I've got skirms up here pushing this one, and I've got units here, so either way right now, we've got the LOC. I'm moving the 25th and 20th up to support Floppa because I know he's going to be getting hit really, really hard over here. And as you can see, there's this blob of men. So we're targeting the blob. 10th Corps is moving up pretty nice. 5th Corps is moving up really good. Let's go take a quick peek at 5th Corps. Yeah, 5th Corps is coming up real thick, real heavy lines, stacked lines. Nice, nice grouping in between them so they can't just be targeted down. These are some thin-ass lines, or thin-ass units, but they've got some pretty thick ones too. It looks like 10th is actually going to shift 3 more full regiments over to support. Probably a very good idea, and Floppa is literally engaged with 2 corps right now. So I break my forces so I can march around Floppa's cannons because I did not want to rake these cannons. These are parrots, and if you walk through them, your men will push the parrots. 3 inches are fine. This is where he told me, hey, I just lost a cannon. I'm like, dude, that sucks, but it actually works out really well for me. I quickly march up my 63rd and 48th Virginia, or Georgia, I'm sorry. And I know I've got a nice shot, and I've got plenty of support coming from those other 4 units. I'm marching these gentlemen all the way over here. I'm marching these ones up here. I'm pulling these guys up for support. 5th Corps cannons are just starting to brutalize Floppa's cannon. We got some cannon v cannon going on here. 5th Corps cannon sniping. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's actually a smart idea. And I'm getting pummeled by mortars. Oh, that was a good hit, even though it only took 2 men. That was a damn good hit. Looks like my skirms have made it here. Now, I did actually forget about my skirms, or I would have kept moving them. Floppa, he was non-stop. He's ready to go. He's got his skirms. And the only drawback is Bluecoat knows my strategies, and he knows that I love using skirms to sneak, so he was prepared. Bluecoat's got 2 nice, thick, fat skirm units over here just waiting. I am moving my skirms now because he said, hey, don't forget your skirms. Floppa did, so thank you for that, Floppa. I did forget the skirms in the heat of battle. I've got my howitzers over here just doing what howies do. So, the majority of the time, my mortars are going over here into 5th Corps. I'm trying to help Floppa as much as I can. My main goal right now is to hammer 10th Corps. That is my only job because most of 10th is over here. If I can get them while they're weak and I can set up, I'm great. Floppa's 3-inch battery is also peppering the living shit out of them. He's already starting to break them. I've got my howitzers over here, howitzering it up. Where's my 3-inch? I got my 3-inch up here. They are unlumbered and they are starting to shoot. Floppa told me he is starting to get pushed and pushed hard, so I'm actually marching my 6th and my 19th Georgia over to help him along with my 20th and 25th because he very quickly told me, you know, hey, I am going to need support, which personally I think he did a phenomenal job. Look at this. He's got his line stretched out perfectly. He is literally engaging 2 full armies right now himself while I am still slowly setting up. And again, all I'm doing is pretty much reinforcing him. My men are getting set up now. This was something weird. I don't know what the 1st Georgia did here, and it sucked because I lost good men. Sometimes Napoleon does this. That was not something I did. That was not a movement I did, and I was really salty about that because you can see I just lost a lot of men in that move. I do catch it pretty much as soon as they form up. And it's okay, because I've got plenty of support over here. I've got tons of men. 10th Corps is seeing that I am going to hardcore flank, so he's moving quite a bit of units over here to help. Right about here is where I noticed that these men aren't in the right spot because I saw that flash of yellow, but I was right in the middle of doing something and could not stop. That's right, I was moving these up and getting them ready because I was afraid of what might happen. Now, I have 4 units over here trying to support Floppa, and I noticed that his 9th and 38th Virginia, they didn't really need to be over here, and he could use them elsewhere, so I had him pull those out, and I plugged the gap with the 28th and 63rd Georgia. Now, that looks like friendly fire coming from me, but it is not. I am actually literally firing over the heads of my men, and as you can see, I fixed that unit that was all fuckeried up. Now here's about the point I realize I have got mad amount of troops cross-firing into the 10th. I take these 3 lines and actually stretch them and wrap them around now. I was pretty damn happy about that. The whole time, you know, we are literally all over this board. It was an insane fight. Floppa's got his 28th trying to counter some of these damn skirms. I'm holding this other 1 point. Again, I'm more worried about hitting my buddy Bluecoat. Oh my God, Hug, it's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. So 10th Corps is actually starting to take pretty heavy losses. I'm double rank firing. These guys in the back are shooting straight over the heads of my men, so I mean they're getting volleyed down. 10th Corps is starting to break. Let's run over here and check out 5th Corps. I didn't get to watch much of this in the battle because of me. It looks like he is actually going to fall back and form new lines. I don't know. Oh, I know who you are, my friend. I know who you are. It's good to see you too, buddy. I was actually thinking about you today. I was going to message you on Discord. We have a huge event coming up in Ark, and we've got a lot of new players in the server. Actually, my kid asked me where you were at today. He actually misses hanging out with you and playing. You guys always did get along so well. Yeah, 5th Corps is forming really, really nice lines. Looks like he's trying to get set up quick, which is good for us. You know, that gives Floppa, my ally of 1st, Pickett's division, time to just volley fire into all of these men. Let's go back over here right quick. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I'm setting up new lines because the 9th Virginia is actually able to fire right over my head. Just another good way to get more fire coming down. I have work at a school, 25-hour work minimum for... Oh my God, dude. I mean, that sucks, but at the same time, it's nice. You have your own money and you're getting your education. Let's see. Our 3-inch batteries are over here targeting 10th Corps. Our howitzers are howitzering. That was a good hit. 10th Corps is back here just pummeling us with their shit. 10th Corps general's way in the back, though. I'm kind of surprised. I guess he was worried that it might get hit, which, you know, that's a good concern. My mortars are over here still firing in. I'm pushing up my units. Now this is where we started getting a little antsy because Pickett's division, Floppa, actually split his force. So only half of his force is facing off all of 5th Corps. This is everything 5th Corps has. And only half of Floppa's army is over there. Thankfully, I have reserves. I'm terrified about his flank. My men are not firing at will, but I am right up, asshole and elbows deep, into Floppa's units. So, just in case he needs me, I'm right there. Now, I see these men moving, and I tell him, dude, they're going to start flanking you like we're flanking 10th, because right now we are hammering 10th hardcore. I know it doesn't look it, but we are. We're hammering 10th, and there it is. I'm moving my other 2 reserve units over here to cover Floppa's middle left flank. I need to go because it's getting... Alright, buddy. I hope to see you soon. You have a great night. Thanks for stopping in, bud. I really appreciate that. So here we are. We're just laying down the fire. I want to take as much pain as I can, and I am just shredding his front rank, and I'm taking some damage, but it doesn't look like I'm losing the men. Yeah, these are all still pretty solid fresh units. I'm losing some. But, ooh, I actually just fired through my own line there. But between the howitzers, the 3-inch, the 3-inch, the 12-pound Napoleon, which that thing was great. I was doing really good. That was actually a cannon from my own men firing, which sucked. I routed my own unit by firing into their back. As you can see, though, 10th Corps is starting to suffer heavy losses. Let's run up here. I've got my my men moving over. Flop is dedicating some men over there too and pushing down out of the field. We want to keep 5th Corps from coming over and supporting 10th. Now, of course, we are in our own separate discords, but I'm sure 10th Corps was telling 5th, you know, hey, I'm having trouble over here. I'm getting tag teamed. There's another breaking unit. That one was actually broke by 10th Corps. That was not us. So yeah, 5th Corps is trying to quickly march 3 regiments over to support 10th, and it looks like he might be pulling these other 3 over as well, which is, you know, fine. 5th Corps has a ton of fresh troops over here, a ton of troops. We are pushing down the hill. This was not a blob charge. This was just a movement charge. Well, it actually wasn't even a charge. This was just us pushing forward, so this would not constitute a blob because we were not charging. Flop is moving his 53rd and 57th on up to start flank firing this 5th Corps as they're moving. And we don't have to worry too much because he's got these troops here to swing around as well. So this battle was just non-stop movement after movement. Let's go check these skirms. Doesn't look like my skirms have even seen combat yet, where Floppa's skirms have not only seen combat, they've broken, they've come back, and this was definitely on us. It was hard keeping track of all of our skirms. Like right here, Floppa was in the perfect position to take out these mortars, but we were so focused on micro, and he does realize it, and he does eventually pull them in and uses them for that. Now, as you can see, my units are starting to take some pretty decent losses. They've been fighting pretty good. They're still active. I pulled back a 32nd Georgia to plug that line, but my men are slowly starting to rout, and this 28th came back. I let them rest up a bit. I'm pulling them back. I notice I'm starting to take too much loss, though, so I'm pulling these lines back and forming a straight line. Now, unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of men in that, but I don't have much of a choice. 10th is breaking a lot, coming back a lot, and here comes 10th's general charging in. Now, this is what was beautiful. Floppa was able to fight this hill, fight into the 5th. Me helping him right here and him forming up. We held off this part of the 5th. I'm pushing forward to cover this part of the 5th. He's pushing his line up to put 10th Corps in a freaking box. And 10th Corps is catching fire from all sides. And at this point in time, I'm freaking. I'm like, oh my god, 10th General's coming in. 10th General's line up and fire. Target that general. Focus that general. And he's like, I got you. I got you. And he gets his men lined up as quickly as he can. And this is why we're not also focused on the skirms right now. We knew we had skirms, but we weren't focused on that because this fight was just way too juicy. And again, 23rd's broke and came back. There's so many units that are just constantly breaking and coming back and breaking and coming back. It's really hard, and we're trying to plug and fill every hole and gap we can. Let's see if we can see what happens to this 10th Corps general real quick. Now we're going to jump over to 5th Corps and see how Floppa's holding on the hill. Oh my god, that was a brutal volley. Look at that. Look at that, and 10th Corps, just like that. General breaking. General still alive, but broken. One more quick zoom out. 10th Corps has taken heavy losses. Most of these units will not be coming back. Now, the same can be said for us. The 4 units we had here holding up against 5th Corps just could not take the beating. And I got my 20th and my 25th up here. I'm trying everything I can to shoot these guys. Floppa is going to do a maneuver to try to go ahead and start countering their volley fire, because these guys were getting shot in the back briefly. But look at these volleys. The 14th Virginia is just hosing this guy. Now, I brought... My general is still in the rear, and I noticed this. I'm like, oh my god, I left my general back there. I'm an idiot. So, I'm actually just going to run my general up, because I don't care if he's tired. He's not going to be fighting. I just want my general up here so I can start popping rallies. 5th Corps. Man, sorry guys, I'm just talking so much here. I'm getting a dry throat. 5th Corps is just holding. And Floppa is just holding. Floppa has the superior terrain, though. He's firing down. These guys are firing up. Our 4 units over here have broken. This is about the time we decided it might be time to pull back a little bit. Simply because, you know, it was starting to get kind of hard. We may not have decided it just yet, but we come to that decision pretty quick. 19th Corps has broken and came back. They've lost a total of, let's see, 63 men. This guy has broken and still not come back. He's lost quite a bit more, about 80 some odd men. I can't do the math that quick in my head. 10th Corps is slowly crumbling, so at this point, Floppa is just, again, turning to hose. Like we were both discussing, that the quicker that we can get 10th Corps off the field, the quicker we can focus on them. Now, I'm going to try to rush these mortars with my skirms. It was not the best idea I ever had, but his skirms were just focusing mine down. They already broke one. My general's already coming up into the battle. The general's fucking exhausted. I'm taking the 25th and trying to actually physically shoot over here. Now, I took this mortar out, and I think that was a pretty fair trade. It was a break for a break. And I'm trying to take this 25th and actually just physically shoot over here, because there is so much going on up here on the front line. I don't have time to focus with my damn skirms. And 10th is having the same issue. Their units are breaking and coming back so quick, but they can't keep up because they're trying to hold off this front line. And again, we're all over this battlefield now. My units have came back, as you can see. These guys are exhausted. I think they actually rebroke. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Your men have been routed, sir.
There goes my skirms. My skirms were trying to hold off and fire into that other set. It did not work. Tenth Corps, what they have left. Looks like he's got this guy back here just chilling, facing the wrong way. So that was one that had broken and came back. And I'm not terribly concerned right now. Floppa's telling me he's starting to break. This is about the time he said, dude, we need to start considering pulling back. Now, this was our absolute last-ditch effort. This was our immediate fallback point. And that was our plan the whole time. Now, I'm still leaving the 1st Florida and the 31st back here in support. And you can see my coastal cannons are just firing right into the damn hill. It was a terrible placement. I kicked myself the entire game for it. And yeah, this is definitely the time we considered pulling back to our cannons, because I'm pulling my general back, I'm pulling this guy back, I'm pulling this guy back. You know, we're going to start pulling everything back and letting them come to us. But I couldn't do it. I got my dander up. I told Floppa, I'm like, dude, pull everything back to your 3. Hold that 3. And again, here comes my skirms coming back again. So, I told him I can handle, just let me cover the 10th. So he is going to retreat, a tactical retreat, not a full retreat. He's going to pull everything he can back up. Now, this was something that they just did not notice. This was his cav. He had dismounted cav. Now, they're extremely tired. They've been fighting hardcore, and 5th Corps has so much left to give. 5th Corps has so much, in fact, he's literally marching over here. Now, I have my mortars back here firing on 5th Corps. You can see I'm doing some damage. It wasn't quite enough. And yes, I am moving. I am moving my men. I'm getting out of the tree line. I'm pulling these 3 back up to this hill to cover the 3 because we didn't have a lot of choice. It was time to pull our men back, and this right here was a blunder on my part. I got my dander up. I'm like, no, I'm pushing 10th. I'm going to sweep 10th off the map. 10th isn't going to be here anymore. And of course, 10th Corps is one of my buddies. You know, we play a lot. And I told him at the beginning of the battle, I'm like, I'm coming for you, bud. I'm going to gun for you. But as you can see, 5th Corps and 10th mortars are able to hose these men down. But 10th Corps, I have completed my mission. 10th Corps is gone, which means, well, it's not all gone. There's a few. And this is where he's going to start shifting men. But that means it is now a 2v1 mostly, excluding the cannons. And it's time for me to pull my men back. So we are pulling everything back. Everything's getting pulled back. Our new thing is we are to hold the 3-point. I've even got my 19th over here on this hill. I'm redeploying these men to cover my cannons because we are fully pulling back to these cannons until I decide not to yet again because, well, it's me. And I get my dander up. Now this is only 30 minutes into the game. 30 minutes. Oh my god. Floppa got a hell of a hit right there. Floppa, if you watch this video, and I'm sure you will, you are getting phenomenal hits. This was your cannon. Matter of fact, it was this cannon right here. Your 12-pound howitzers. You just ripped all of these men with one volley. You hit 1, 2, 3, 4. You hit 4 units with that volley. That was a beautiful shot. Way to go, Floppa. And this is where I'm pulling my men back because I'm getting hit too hard by their cannons. And I tell you what, this was a great battle. I truly enjoyed playing with Floppa, and he and I both said that, you know, we did really well together. And I kind of made another blunder here. I was going to pull back, and I'm like, no, let's just do the same method we did with 10th and go ahead and focus over here. I was walking right into 5th Corps' fucking cannons, and I'm taking heavy, heavy, heavy damage. I mean, in the morale, these guys are still fresh status. But look at that. I mean, they are just ripping through my side. There's a break. I have another one, I believe, that breaks, and it's like, nope. Got to pull these men back. So as you can see, I've got these 4 regiments coming here to support this 3 line with Floppa's first. I've got another one coming over here. There's that other one getting ready to break. Let's come up here to this hill and check out Floppa. Floppa is still doing a nice tactical withdrawal, taking up the high land. He's taking the high positions. Yep, you can see my line's getting evaporated. 2 are breaking. Now another one's getting ready to crumble. And it's all because of the 5th Corps cannons, and of course the troops are able to volley the shit out of me. It looks like my skirms are over here doing some tricky shit again. For some reason, we walked right into that skirm unit. I don't know what that was about. That was probably just me not paying attention because of all the fucking tactical shit over here. So yeah, I'm pulling all of my remaining army back. Thankfully, 3 broke, 2 have came back. This one's already breaking again. You can see I'm forming up a nice line. I'm not going to fall back forever. But there's nothing wrong with doing a tactical retreat. And there it is. That is going to be my new form line. And that's going to give me time to let my men rest up. I mean, yes, they're fresh, but they've been fighting and fighting hard. I still have 2 men over here on the 1. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and move another one up and take this 1 point with another troop. And about this time, I see 10th Corps got a retreating unit. I don't know if that unit's coming back or not, but I was prepared for it. And we still have skirms over here. And those skirms are peppering down these skirms. I'm just going to do a suicidal run right here. I'm done dicking with my skirms. I'm tired of having skirms. I'm just going to do a suicidal run. 10th Corps is trying to form up the fire. I've got Floppus 24th Virginia over here covering them, shooting them in the back. All of my men have came back except for the 32nd. And you can see 5th Corps is just moving in. Now here's where it gets really fun. Look at the chevs on this. I've lost some men, yes. However, I am out of range of 5th Corps guns. They cannot hit my howitzers yet. My 3-inch is clearing my men and hitting 5th Corps right now. Now looking back, I wish I'd have moved that cannon. It would have been a lot more beneficial. But you live and you learn. Now all my men are just sitting here, active, fresh. I'm going to let them sit. They're going to rest up. I have time. Floppa's holding them back. I've got my fire at will on, and I quickly turn it off because I notice I'm shooting. I thought that I was shooting my ally in the back. It turns out I was clearing his head. So I should have just left them on fire at will. That would have helped a lot. Now this unit broke, came back, and I didn't know that they had broken and came back. That's why they are not moving. I do eventually notice it, but it's pretty much too late. And 5th Corps is going to get an easy charge in or an easy volley if he takes it. Personally, I'd have taken it, but I do notice at the last minute, and I know that I'm not going to get him out in time, so I just turn him in face and hope to get a volley because he's already forming up. So that's pretty much a rip on that one. And again, let's run up here on this hill. Floppa's still holding like a champ. Unfortunately, 5th Corps is going to start flanking fire right here. He's going to get some pretty heavy losses. He's got a couple more regiments here. Looks like they may have actually been firing into the dirt. They were. But, yeah, that's what happens when you're fighting so many places. And what's surprising is this unit's actually still holding and firing. I'm really surprised. And yep, they said nope, that's it, we're done. So all of my skirms have officially been routed and left the battlefield. The 24th Virginia back there though, Pickett's division, they're still holding and they're dealing damage. And look at that beautiful sea of 10th Corps just retreating off the field. One unit of infantry is left for Blue Coat. And about this time I figure, yep, it's time to start moving your lines. As you can see, I've got these men in the back because we were going to fall back to the cannon anyway. I still got these 4 men back here, and about somewhere around this time we decide we're not going to stay back there too much longer. And you know, I've got 4 decent lines. They've taken, these 2 are the only ones that have not seen combat. And I've just got 4 lines back here chilling. That was kind of a blunder on my part. I should have pulled them up. I should have had my general up. And this is where I tell Floppa, because he's telling me, hey, I'm hurting bad. I don't know how much more of this I can take. And I'm like, dude, I'm still somewhat fresh. I've taken losses. This one's taken heavy losses. But like I told him, I'm still pretty fresh. Pull your men back. I'll hold up on the 3. Pull your men back. Let them rest. We have 25 minutes left of this. I've got 2 1 points locked down for sure. And we've got the 3. That's given us 5 solid points. And his damn skirms are still in the game. I don't know how, but his skirms are still here. However, the enemy's skirms are right here. Why we can't see them, I don't know, but I know that's where they're at. So he's pulling his men back, and I told him, I'm like, dude, run through my men. So he's like, oh, okay, I'm running. I've got every unit that I can have firing, and just to make it quicker, I marched my men forward. I'm pulling my general up. I'm pulling my last 4 lines up. That was so close to hitting my own men. He's pulling all of his lines. He's holding back 5th Corps. He's doing everything he can just to keep 5th tied up here. Because if Floppa loses this hill, there's nothing preventing 5th Corps from coming down, staging right here, and firing into our backs. All of my men are now firing. Floppa's pulling up. He's getting behind my men to give them support. He's resting. His men are tired. Floppa fought hard non-stop. He did not give an inch. And this is where it starts getting really bad for the Confederates. A lot of my men are starting to get tired, worn out. But we're not going to give up. Now, the beauty of this is my 3-inch battery. Oh yeah, I lost my howitzers. I don't even know where the fuck they went. They're gone. They died. There they are. They just recently broke too. 16 men left. They were exhausted. Looking like they popped off 6 chevrons. But this right here was the beautiful thing to have seen. My 3-inch guns are completely out of range of everybody. Nobody can touch my 3-inch guns or my mortars or my siege cannon. I am literally ripping through 5th Corps at an angle. Now the only drawback is 5th Corps has line of sight on me up here with his cannons, and that mortar can still reach. That mortar's already gotten 1 chevron. 5th Corps is getting 3 and 4 chevrons, literally just eating me up. Now I should have continued hitting them with my mortar. I've already taken some damage. I've taken some guns. I've taken some men with my mortar. I should have continued that with my mortar, and I didn't, and that was my own fault. This is where Floppa decides he's going to recommit these units. I don't know what that is. I don't think either one of us saw this unit over here. It was a breaking unit that came back. Now, don't forget, he's got the 14th Virginia over here, dismounted cavalry. Don't forget that unit, because the enemy did. But yeah, this is where it's starting to get really bad on Floppa on this hill. He is taking a ton of damage. His men are so tired, it's not funny, and he is refusing to give up. He is refusing to give up. I've got 4 men marching up to assist him. I'm like, dude, I'm sending 4 regiments to the hill right now. I'm going to support you. All I hear is, oh, thank God, man. Get him here quick. I really appreciate it. He's pulling his 3 units, as you can see. He's going to put them right behind my general so they could get a little bit of inspiration. So that's, 5 units right here he's going to still have. He's got a 6th one back here that neither one of us had noticed. He's got his cav that he's just leaving hidden. 7th Virginia has broke and came back. They're exhausted. They're very tired. And this is where he's losing the hill. It's caving. And 5th Corps wasting no time. Instantly shifting. They're going to do my worst fear, and they're going to sit here and line up and volley fire the sides of our ranks. Now, I do catch this, but it took me a minute, and I knew it was coming. And I am so focused on right here, because right here is where I need to win. If I can win this, my ally, he can hold them off. He still has 2 good units here that are now fresh and active. He's got more coming in. I've got 4 units here, and as you can see, I'm already stationing them where I need them to be. They're going to be firing into my side. I'm going to be firing into them. The beautiful thing, the Confederates that day would not quit. Everything that just kept breaking and breaking and breaking kept coming back. And we kept telling ourselves, we need to pull back. We need to pull back to the cannon. We're going to pull back to the cannon. And as much as we knew we needed to, we just wouldn't. Now, he is pulling back his extremely tired, depleted, exhausted units. Because, he had no choice. He had to get off that hill. But he never stopped supporting me. And the communication between he and I was so key that we really thought we were going to win. Now, my 3-inch cannon is just ripping the 10th. I wanted to shift, and I realized if I shifted, I was going to hit my own men with that cannon. So I quickly pull them back, which dropped their morale just a hair. Which, that's fine. I needed to pull them back anyway. They fought long. They fought hard. They've lost well over 140 some men. But I am going to push them back where they were at because they are safe. Now, I've still got Floppa's 12-pound Napoleons here, and there are 8 of them. Now, right now, he's supporting me because I need it. But eventually, we're going to start hammering that hill. And what blew my mind this whole time, this Parrott gun that was worthless the whole fight had a perfect shot. And again, my men are getting hammered so hard that they're routing. I've got my general up here. My general's trying to do what he can to keep the men inspired. I finally realized 5th Corps is in a perfect spot to be hammered by both of these cannons. Both of my cannons in the rear from here on out are doing nothing but targeting this hill. That unit broke, so I'm plugging it with my 31st, who's fresh. They've been rallied by the general. They're ready to go. But the drawback is 5th Corps is firing right into my 20th South Carolina. Remember the 20th? I told you to keep an eye on the 20th South Carolina, I believe is who it was. Oh yeah. They're holding strong. They're taking a beat, but they're giving it. There comes my enemy's mortar rounds. Oh, and look at this.
Your men have been routed,
Look at this. He is peppering them down. He's doing some damage. However, unfortunately, 10th skirms are going to protect them. But that was a vantage point well worth it. Now, do you remember how I said my ally had, let's see, the 19th Virginia and 14th? The enemy was not in a good position right about now. They didn't know that those units were there. And as you can see, I'm moving my general. I'm popping rallies. My men keep breaking. The 20th that we were just talking about broke and literally came right back. Less than 100 men. And they came back. Now I am going to start marching troops back because I know it's inevitable. We're going to have to pull back to our cannons. However, my ally, his reinforcements have arrived. And he's going to form up and we're going to hold this hill off. He is marching his 9th over here. He's marching his 38th over here. We're pretty much just trying to get out of battle. Now, these men have been fought and broke so much, he's going to go ahead and remarch them up because as much as we knew we had to retreat, we just couldn't. We couldn't give it up. And there goes my 3-inch just peppering these walls, or these men in this stupid little building that was in my way, pissing me off. Alright, so we have got Cav on the move. And what's this? We have the horses of said Cav. And guess what is not around? Any of 5th Corps. Opportunity knocks, and my ally says, oh my god, I'm going to go take care of 5th Corps' cannons. I'm like, how you going to do that, Floppa? He's like, I've got dismounted Cav, and my face lit up. I'm like, oh my god, you've got Cav! And as you can see, it's not turning out to be too good of a day for the district. My men have been fighting so hard that almost everything I have is winded, tired, active. My men were fighting so damn long and so damn hard that it was getting to be break, come back, break, come back, break, come back. And look at these Chevs. 3, 2, 1. My ally's still marching his units up. We've not given up yet. These guys broke. My 20th had a chance to rest. I'm marching them right back up. And here's where I'm starting to shit my pants. 5th Corps is making a move. 5th Corps is making a huge play. My cannons still helping my flank over here, so I'm not worried over here. But 5th Corps is charging. Look at this. And right here, I am just like, oh my god. I can't charge. My men are exhausted. But at last second, he's pulling back. He's pulling back to reline and refire. 5th Corps up here, though, is still holding good. I may have been premature on when I said my cannons were firing onto this hill, because now they're actually doing it. Now you can see the smoke. I told my ally, I'm like, dude, I'm going to focus all of my cannons on this hill. So every single cannon I had except for my 3-inch is focused on that hill, and my 3-inch is getting hella damage. Now, unfortunately, Floppa, I'm sorry, I hit your 9th hardcore. I really, really wasn't happy about that, but I couldn't stop it in time. Just know that when I hit these men, I also just crashed that guy. Now, 10th Corps, with his 1 unit that's remaining, is coming up to try to help. And again, the 20th broke. I am plugging it with a reserve. The 25th is now coming back up. I have no rallies left at this point. My general's under artillery attack. I don't think that was direct fire, though. I think they were actually targeting my men, because it's a general rule in this game. We don't general snipe with cannons. It's alright to do general v general. It's okay to shoot a general, but we do not target with cannons. And again, I've got another unit, the 28th Georgia, just crumbling. My 20th South Carolina has not come back yet. I'm hoping that when they get within sight of my general, they will. And it's starting to look pretty bleak, guys. 5th Corps just has so many men. And there's another rout. 28th Georgia Artillery Battalion. Now, thankfully, Floppa's covering me here with his 9th Virginia. And it didn't take much, you know. A couple well-placed cannon shots and volleys. The 10th broke quickly. I was surprised about that. And we just broke 1, 2, 3, 4 units of 5th Corps. Thank you, 9th Virginia, for getting that side volley fire in. Now, 5th Corps has been fighting just as long and hard as us. And they've been fighting 2 corps most of the game. He's finally starting to break. Again, I'm marching the 63rd up. Every time a unit breaks and comes back, I let it rest and remarch it. This one just broke because of a cannonball going close to it, which really made me sad. Who is this? Okay, that's my general. Where is my 20th South Carolina? They fought so hard. I don't know if they came back. And look at that, another enemy cannonball hitting back here. I think they're actually targeting the cannons themselves. But we're starting to pop off the 5th, but it's not over just yet. My men have been brutalized. And 5th Corps still has men, but our saving grace glory, the 14th Virginia is marching. The 19th Virginia is marching. And 5th Corps has nothing to stop them. And this is the only chance we have. If we have any hope, we have got to stop these cannons, because these cannons are what's killing us. It's what's breaking my men every volley. Alright, so Floppa's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 depleted regiments here to help. And he's doing everything he can. Thank God we had the mortars and the coastal guns. We're finally breaking this hill, and we've got 10 minutes exactly remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going to happen? It looks like a lot of 5th Corps came back. That was a good hit with those Napoleons. And that was definitely a Napoleon hit, because I'm not firing that shot. I'm firing explosive. I got my 3-inch pouring right through this gap. I've reformed my men, made nice tight lines. I'm pulling these men in the front back because they fought so hard, so long. and the men that I'm pushing up are just much more fresh, healthier lines. I'm pulling these guys back. They're very tired, winded. These guys, winded, active. They were much better, much thicker, beefier lines. It was time to swap out. My allies telling me, hey, I've got the hill. Focus on the 3. Hold the 3. I'm going after the cannon. And there it is. Thank God he had them cav. And I tell him, hey, dude, you're right there. Fucking hit them mortars. Hit the mortars. Just death charge him. He's like, death charge! And he just goes. He doesn't want to stop. I don't want him to stop. And as it sits now, we are the only ones on the field, other than that mortar, that has cannons. And I've lost 1 cannon. My ally has lost 1, 2. He's either lost 2 or 3 cannons himself. I can't remember if he brought 3 or if he brought 4. 28th is not coming back. My 20th, they're not going to come back. They fought so hard. I've still got my general back here. I don't even know where 5th Corps' general is. There it is. There's 5th general. We had some breaking and some coming back. Oh my God, what is that? I've used all available ammunition on the Charleston Battalion? No way. We never hear that on ACW. Units used all available ammunition? Units never use all available ammunition. They never last long enough. What am I going to do? Hey, Floppa, can you plug that hole? What hole? The hole over here that oh, wait a minute, we're going to miss it. Anyway, long story short, Floppa covered that hole real quick because my men ran out of ammunition. I'm going to march the 22nd up quickly and the 63rd because I was almost positive my 25th was going to flounder, but guess what? They repelled that charge. And the reason they repelled it is because I have good melee stats, and thank God Floppa was there. He had a unit ready to plug the hole over there. Unfortunately, his Armistead brigade broke, but they did a lot of fucking damage on the flank. But 5th Corps just has men and men and men for days, but 10th Corps no longer has any army on the field. 10th Corps is gone. Rip Bluecoat, you fought very well in this battle. Very, very much honor. So now we are going to face off with Waterboy. Oh, wait a minute. The 9th has came back. The Armistead boys rally. Alright, so I turn fire at will off. My ally says, I'm going to march up, get 1 volley and charge. I don't care. I'm pushing them off. Because I told him my men were too tired. His men were fresh. My men were too tired. And I didn't have the stats, melee to melee wise, to do it. So I was like, I'll dedicate 2 men to the charge if you can dedicate 2. So we've got 4 men. And again, this may have been considered a blob charge, but it's the last 5 minutes of the game. I doubt anybody's going to bitch. And here we go. We just push. Somewhere, Charleston Battalion has no ammo. So I'm marching them back to the cannons because I'm still not thinking we're going to hold off. But I'm getting lucky cannon shots. And look at this. What have we got here? 5th Corps is doing a mass break. Just to prevent the confusion and chaos. And I didn't want to contest it. I pulled my men back. Floppa had this. His men had the melee stats. My men were breaking. 22nd broke. It's going to be gone. Floppa's holding that position right there where I needed him to hold. I'm targeting right here with my 3-inch guns. My howitzer and my 42-pound Parrot are still focused on this hill. But this is the coup de grace. I was proud of this. I run my general up because I'm like, damn it all! My general will be in the front ranks when we fall. But wait, another unit has used all available ammunition. The 28th Georgia. No way. How has Patriot made it through this entire 60-minute match and 2 units ran out of ammunition? When does this happen, ladies and gentlemen? The answer is never. This never happens in ACW because your men never last long enough. So I'm going to pull them back. They're useless at this point. They're tired. There's no sense in charging them because they'll break. However, unfortunately, when I redeploy my men because I moved them while they were under such heavy fire and tired, they end up breaking. But 3rd Virginia Light Corps is still pushing in the woods, breaking and breaking and breaking. Uh-oh, here we go. We got a volley coming in. Where are they going? That's not where you were supposed to be shooting. Oh. That's what happens when you fire mortars. They're not always accurate. I just dealt friendly fire to my 25th. That sucks. They are actually targeting his general right now. So yeah, this unit right here was actually 2 units, and we didn't notice that. And they just broke my ally's general. They didn't kill the general. The general was very much alive. He's right there. Yeah, he's alive. Motherfucker wearing a goddamn pirate hat. Whatever. However, Floppa notices this and immediately moves his positioning. I moved the 19th because I'm like, oh, fuck you. You just broke the 25th South Carolina with 6 chevrons. You broke them. What? A 3rd unit in ACW of Patriots has used all ammunition. Oh my god. 3 units in ACW have ran out of ammo. This has never happened, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? And my general, Joseph Finnegan's just in that front line, braving the storm. And I've got my dander up hardcore. These guys ain't got no ammo. They're cannon fodder at this point, but 6th Corps still has more men. Will the endless amount of men ever end? And we did miss a little itty-bitty battle over here. It was nothing major. 10th Corps was trying to move 1 unit of skirms that I forgot that he had up to take this 1 point, giving them 1, 2, 3 points to our 4. I think what he was actually trying to do was hoop over and get this one too, so they'd have 4 to our 3, which would have effectively lost us the game. Thankfully, I left 2 regiments in that area to prevent that. But here we are. We're in the last minute and a half. And at this point, we're just like, screw it. We have the 3-point locked. Where's Finnegan? Watch this. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day to be in the Confederate Army today, gentlemen. Alls I hear is Floppa say, nope, we ain't done yet. Push them off the hill. Kill every single one of them. I've already got men dedicated over here, so I'm charging, but I noticed this. I noticed this over here. This is a 5th Corps general, and he's trying to swoop in behind. I don't know what he's doing. He's taking fire from the 7th Virginia, I can tell you that. Oh, hell no. We're going to countercharge that damn general until we get stuck by a fucking rock. We literally get stuck by a rock. I lost that general kill due to a goddamn rock. And I am clicking everywhere to free him up. Oh, they're free. What's going to happen now? He's going to charge and stop. And boom! Our men are going to gut them like fishes. That general is done. Of course, the general did make it away. We did not get a general has died yet. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. An epic 2v2 with Floppa and Patriot going against Waterboy and Bluecoat. Floppa deploying 4,300 men, losing literally about half of his force, but taking 3,086 men. Patriot deploying almost 4,850 men, losing 2,672, taking a whopping 11 men away from 4,000 kills. Waterboy deploying 6,000 men. Losing 2/3 of his army, taking 3,214. Very good job, Waterboy. That was a great fight. You did hella damage. Bluecoat deploying 6,340 men, roughly, taking a 3,524 man loss, killing 1,191 soldiers. Bluecoat, I think, could have done better if I hadn't kept shooting his retreating forces in the back. Most of his troops would have came back. So yeah, I kind of did him a little dirty in that by shooting into his back. Let's get these stats. Let's go by experience. Our mortar alone capping 7 experience points with 328 kills. No losses. Beautiful. My Girard's battery, 24-pound howitzers, capping 6 experience points, 287 kills. Giggity. 25th South Carolina. We saw them breaking and fighting all the way up to the end of the front lines. 291 men deployed, losing almost every single soldier, but taking 371. And I'm not just going to sit here and keep telling you all the stats. You can see them as well as I can. Beautiful fucking kills. 32nd Georgia, which was a skirm unit, taking 16. That's fine. My general taking 3 kills, but losing 7 soldiers in the process. Terrible, terrible. However, my general did survive until the end. My general, I believe, was the only one remaining on the battlefield, but every general but 10th Corps. No, even 10th Corps. Not one general died in this battle, but 3 left the field. Let's see here. 1st South Carolina, deploying 97, losing 0, taking 0 kills because they were on a strategic 1 point. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My 42-pound Parrot getting a grand total of 17 kills. Just not the correct map for this. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle as much as I enjoyed playing it and restreaming it to you. And as always, guys, I will catch you for the next video. Later!